Cheers, hooker.
Cheers. Cheers.
Love you.
To another project.
To another
Let's
day.
hope this one lasts.
Let's hope we don't get fired on day one.
Right.
And it's not funny.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Flagrant and Funny, our first episode.
We did it.
We did it.
Everyone sit down. You guys sit down. Thank you.
Yes. Enough applause.
Enough.
Okay, paparazzi
Okay,
leave.
paparazzi. Okay, go ahead.
We are done. I am Jemele Hill.
And I'm Cari Champion. We've done this once or twice before.
We have.
But I'm excited to do it with you now.
I am very excited to do it. And maybe, Cari.
And maybe.
Maybe this time.
It'll last.
It'll last. Because we sure know how to.
We sure know how to get a show.
We know how to get one, but we can't keep one.
Can't keep one. Lord. Sounds like my dating situation. No, seriously.
Mhm.
Wait, what?
No,
You agreeing about my dating situation?
I wasn't agreeing. That
She's
was
so rude.
that was a keep going.
Okay.
Yes, tell me more. Okay.
No, I am very excited to do the show with you. We have, I think, since we've met, not since we've met. I mean, because everyone knows the story how we met. But I think, shortly after our friendship began, we felt this like instant connection. We wanted people to have it. And I have enjoyed every moment. I don't know about y'all. If you get to work with one of your dearest friends, besties, whatever label you want to give us, it makes things easier. And it doesn't always work that way. So it's been a long ride. It started back in Picture It.
Picture it. Come on, Sophia.
1919.
Sicily.
Sicily. We were in Bristol, Connecticut, and we were getting water from the well. Do you remember? Because there was no electricity.
And if by water, you mean
wine at the bar?
Wine at the bar? Yes, that is about right. Yes.
All right, so cue the montage for the folks so they can see. Come on,
so they can see our
it.
friendship over the years. But yes, Bristol, Connecticut, when we both worked at ESPN, that is where we forged this lifelong bond. And I will never forget, because the one thing I love about you, friend, is that you will say exactly what it is. You have a clarity about when you speak that I'll be like, damn, she is right about this. We were somewhere at the watering well, and Cari took a look around our surroundings. We were in this watering hole, and Cari looked and saw it was carpet in this bar, and she was like, friend,
yo,
we are in a bar with carpet.
Yo.
And in that moment,
Yo.
I have never felt
more seen.
I was like, damn, life has come to this.
Life has come at us fast. No, I enjoyed my time with you in Bristol.
Yeah, I would have never made it without you. I'm so serious.
Same.
So serious.
Same. But it's one of these experiences that you have and you really enjoy it, but you become closer because everyone you're with is like a fishbowl.
Mm-hmm.
So we're sitting in the same spaces, eating in the same spaces, going to the same places, and inevitably trying to escape at the same time. Meaning, like, every weekend we had a trip. We would go to New York on the train.
Yes.
Drinking red wine and eating ramen.
Not like the fancy ramen.
Are we talking about ramen out of a cup?
Ramen where you got to pour water in.
Like sodium.
Sodium on 1,000.
With 2,000, actually.
Yeah,
if you look
it was.
at
Cholesterol just like
dead, gone.
Gone, yes. Cholesterol be damn.
We
Right,
don't-
yes.
But who gives a damn?
Yes.
And then Puerto Rico, we had a couple of escapes to Puerto Rico.
Miami.
I can't talk about any of those trips anymore because Jemele's married now.
You know what? They weren't that bad, Cari.
Yes, because Ian's watching. I don't want no smoke, Ian.
But no, that is where we forged our bond.
Yeah.
And of course, who could also forget our Ruby Tuesday Sundays?
Girl.
I ain't been to a Ruby Tuesday since.
Talking about the same. We sit down at the bar and order the same exact meal.
What was it? The
black and
tilapia?
Because we were healthy. Because we were healthy bitches.
Because we're healthy. We're like, yes, and give us our 6th glass of wine, but we gonna get this black and
tilapia. You know what I'm gonna do? Instead of fries, a baked potato.
A baked potato. Yes.
Instead of fries, I'm gonna get some broccoli. Okay, there, girl.
We believed in a balanced meal. We definitely believed in a balanced meal. So,
by the way, not for nothing. Loved ESPN. One of the best jobs we had. Can't say they love us, but it was definitely one of the best jobs we've ever had, the greatest experiences we've ever had, and that created this friendship. And we went from there, and we had a show on Vice where we talked about sports and politics.
Well, Cari, you remember our original show.
What was our original show?
Our original show was Football Sundays being at the bar and on Periscope.
Oh,
because
I don't know what Periscope is, guys. I'm young. What?
Yes, it was
Vine.
It was a stream, right? It went the way of Vine. It was like a streaming platform, and people used to always say how funny we were, and like because we called ourselves the aunties.
Well, she's forgetting one part. We would do Vines from the bar.
Yes,
that was so flagrant.
It was
so
like
flagrant.
what were we thinking?
like literally. And we would just be like, hey, so anyway,
let me tell you guys.
Like, I will say one thing about my girl, and this is what you love about her. She doesn't do any mixers with her drinks. It's just straight up. And I've never been around a young lady who could handle her liquor so well. I'm so proud of you.
It's a gift. It's a gift. I do have a vibranium liver. I've never shared this with anyone. I've never shared it publicly. You know, the root of the Black Panther is in my liver. So just thought people should know. We went
on a vacation one time, and Jemele was like, I'll have 5 glasses of tequila, no ice, and and I want to try that liver snake sandwich on the side.
You're right.
Blacken it, please, because I'm healthy.
Because I'm very healthy.
I'm like, what is going on with your belly? You're like, no, I can do whatever. My goal for this show is, if people are watching, honestly, and we can go back and look at it, is that it's like we're on the phone together. Mm-hmm. We're not aware that we, like, just how we are on the phone together. That could mean some trouble, but we already knew it was about to be flagrant and funny.
We did.
Okay, so yesterday I was at the group chat, right, and I go, yo. This is peak privilege, Jemele.
You did, and you sent this video of Kendall Jenner, who is in this Fanatics commercial.
Yeah,
and
that's their
Super Bowl ad, right?
Their first, like, Fanatics being their first dive into, I guess, part of their production deal that they're doing now, because they just signed a big production deal. But now they're showing you how you can bet for the Super Bowl, and they use Kendall Jenner, and they kind of make fun of the fact that she's had so many boyfriends in NBA, and they talk about the curse, the Kardashian curse, they call it.
Yes.
Are you familiar with that?
I was. That supposedly, if they touch the hem of your robe, you never win in a championship.
Yeah, so it's a no ring household, as she alluded
says.
to. Yeah, which I love it, but it is peak privilege, and I'll say this. But I know what I'm going to say, so I'm both siding the issue right now.
Mm-hmm.
But peak privilege, because I don't know how many women could be on air and be like, boyfriend number 1 was an NBA player, boyfriend number 2. I just don't know how that would be received. It might be just the expectation, and they're normalizing it.
Mm-hmm.
Kardashians are normalizing. All I did is NBA players. All I date is black men. Whatever it may be. They may, except for our girl, Kendall. Kylie.
Kylie. Is that the one with
she's with Timothy Chalamet.
Okay. All right.
Is that the one?
Is that the one? I have to say, I've never watched the Kardashians. Clearly, I'm aware of who they all are.
Yeah, but the commercial was good.
But I thought the commercial was really funny. And looking at her dating history, I have to be honest, I did not know she dated that many NBA players. I was like, whoa.
She kind of almost trashed one of them by being like, and he's out the league now. I think she's talking about Ben Simmons, because she dated Ben Simmons. And I was like, yo.
That's who she was talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
And I was like, oh no, this is unfortunate, but juicy. So
you were here for the mess a little bit.
I was here for the mess, and I also was like, okay, I feel a way about the privilege of it, but I also like it at the same time, because if I'm normalizing it, then you make it normal. Shout out to our girl Kayla. Just normalize it.
Yeah, because I think you're right. There are women whose dating history is often held against them. And
correct.
Yes, it's their
and
dating.
It shouldn't be.
And it shouldn't be, no, because why are you out here vagina policing on people? Because you don't need to.
When I first met Jemele, one of the many things she told me was like, never let anyone vagina shame you.
That's right.
I said, well, friend,
yes,
talk to me.
Yes. Don't ever let them do it.
Don't let them do it.
Don't let them do it. So
it's ours.
I didn't know it was that extensive. More importantly, I thought that Kendall had solved racism already with Pepsi. So now I was a little confused. I was like, why didn't she win a Nobel Peace Prize? That's what I want to know. Donald Trump out here acting like he, that he deserves one. No, who deserves one is Kendall Jenner.
Because she has solved racism.
Because she solved racism
Pepsi.
by drinking a Pepsi.
In this, what did she solve with this one?
So with this one, perhaps she has added another layer to feminism.
Okay, all right.
Where she is saying
she's added another
layer where she's saying it is okay. Air these mugs out.
Oh yeah,
air them out.
All right, so cheers, because we do have some champagne.
Yes,
cheers to her.
Cheers to Kendall Jenner now adding layers to feminism.
Anyway,
we got a convo later.
We got
about
a petty
pettiness.
list.
We do. We have a list of petty. We will get to that.
And we talking about everybody, so y'all need to tune in.
Y'all definitely need to tune in. But before we get there, we'll make a little bit of a serious turn.
Okay, auntie.
We are turning.
Okay, so let's just keep it a buck.
Uh-huh.
We have this weekend, we postponed. We were supposed to launch the show on Monday. We decided not to launch the show on Monday. We're letting you guys at home know that. We decided not to launch the show on Monday because of everything that was going on. There was a winter storm coming, and then of course there was a lot of big news coming out of Minnesota. And I think for me, everything about ICE and has always got on my damn nerves. Like everything about what the institution stands for.
They've always made you uncomfortable.
Not even uncomfortable. I'm just like, this is modern day KKK, if you ask me. That's just my thoughts. I'm just like, I can't see you. You can stop and come and invade my home and walk in and do whatever your heart desires anytime you want to. It's just made me solely uncomfortable. But what I've noticed, especially in this environment right now, people don't want to speak out, Jay. And they're scared. Everybody's scared. They don't want to lose their job. Everybody has a brand to protect. It's all sorts of things. And this weekend, I was so put out. And even though you more so than me speak out, but I was so put out and I just could not control what I was seeing with Alex Brady.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I couldn't control my emotions. I couldn't control the execution that we witnessed.
Because that was an execution. Like to see someone just murdered like that on the street was really stark. And it's not that we haven't seen these types of incidents before. We have. And it is not new state-sanctioned violence, especially not to Black people. This is not new. But I do think there are incidents and there are tragedies that strike people differently. And this seemed to be one that did. And even though we just saw a few weeks ago with Renee Good, another Minneapolis resident also killed by ICE.
I don't think we saw it as up close.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and gosh, you know what? This is America. I'm not going to front. We eat our own. We do. Nothing about this is unusual. We eat our own. And so for us to really pay attention, we have to see it so up close and personal. Domestic violence wasn't an issue until we saw Ray Rice hit his then fiance, I believe, in the elevator. Right. That wasn't an issue in the league. It was nothing we discussed. It was like, that's their business. We know what's happening. We have to visually see it to confront it. And that's the way, by the way, life works for anybody. So that's not unusual. But it felt different because it was so up close. And you know what? He was being a good Samaritan.
He was trying to help a woman who had been pushed to the ground by ICE. And I think because of the starkness of it, the brutality of it being caught on video is what and then inspired a lot of athletes to start speaking out, which, let's be honest, like since the George Floyd protest and since that whole year of 2020 and the presidential election, a lot of them have gone silent, right? And as you said, because the stakes are different, the political atmosphere feels different. And so I think
the stakes are different. Even LeBron.
Quiet. I mean, LeBron's been really quiet.
He's been like, someone pulled him aside and said, yo, bro, or chill. Or maybe he just is like, it's not worth it and he doesn't want the pushback.
Right.
But what I think is interesting is that Wemby, with the Spurs are great hope who's going to save the NBA, the crowned, the soon to be king crowned, as they tried to say. I think because he is French, he lives in Europe, I think he has a different sensibility. And when he decided to answer the question because he was told not to, I was impressed.
PR has tried, but I'm not going to sit here and give some politically correct, I know, every day I wake up and see the news and I'm horrified.
Here's my thought about Wemby. For him to admit that PR told him to chill, and then in the same breath for him to say, I'm going to leave my thoughts there because the cost for me is too much. He said this. He said the thing out loud.
Yep, he said it out loud.
Look, I'll say it's not right. I don't think what's happening is fair. It's startling, but that's all I can say because the cost for me is too much. I'm young. I just started. I don't want to deal with this. I've been warned not to even talk about it.
Which is really a statement, and it's powerful, and it's a statement in itself, particularly since, as everybody knows, when Greg Popovich was the coach of the Spurs, very outspoken about the things happening in this country. And so I was wondering, I'm like, if Popovich was still the coach, would that still be the case? And I don't think it would. I think Pop would have had his back.
I was today years old when I found out that Pop wasn't still coaching.
You know what? You know what?
I'm so embarrassed to even admit that because I was like, I thought he took some time off and then someone
he did because he had a massive stroke.
Yeah, but then I thought he was coming back. I thought he was like emeritus.
That was the thought process, but then it was clear when he stepped down that physically he was unable.
He's not coming back. Okay.
He's not coming back. Physically, he's unable to do this job anymore. But Greg Popovich was a very outspoken, loud critic of Donald Trump, and so for Wemby to say that, it gives you insight to why you don't see more of these guys speaking out.
The cost is too much.
The cost is too much. Meanwhile, The women, on the other hand, it's a different approach. We saw Breonna Stewart, who co-founded Unrivaled. Before her game, during player introductions, she held up a sign.
I have a feeling that was last minute. I have a feeling that sign that she made, or deliberate. Meaning like...
No, I can tell you it was not last minute.
Meaning like, why was it so small? I wanted it bigger.
You wanted her to have like a big banner waving it like, abolish ICE. Okay.
No. Look. Let me tell you something. The ladies are always ahead of the game. They always are. I just think women just...
And they have more to lose.
They have more to lose. But women in general, period. Across, we're just more motherly. We just have much more nurturing instinct. We just have an instinct that says, not that men don't do this, but I can see why the women are like, here we go. They did that with Black Lives Matter.
Yes.
They did that. We've seen it over and over again. But to me, these leagues, either they sit down and media train the people about what they say, because this is how they get in trouble. This is how the players get in trouble. They don't get the right instruction. They want to say something and they have all these thoughts and emotions, and then they just blurt something out and you're like, wait, did he just say I hate all white people? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's not what we're meant to say.
Right.
You know what I mean? The president doesn't care about black people, Kanye.
That's what they're afraid of. Yeah, they're afraid that that's going to happen.
And if that's what you're afraid of, great. Talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to make sure that they have these conversations. We're not living in a world where we can't pretend we don't see anything anymore.
No.
I just have a hard time with that.
Well, I'm working on this piece for The Atlantic about what is the responsibility of athletes in this particular moment.
Is there one?
Well, I'll say this. Cari, is it unfair to expect athletes to risk so much? Because
yes,
I think it is unfair to expect that. However, the reality is that when athletes start speaking to injustice, it moves the needle. And
give me an example.
Okay, the most famous example there is Muhammad Ali and his decision to not to be drafted by the Army, and he spoke very eloquently about being against the Vietnam War. He wound up being on the right side of history forever for that.
But it took two things. Let me show you. Two things happened. I first of all 100% agree with you. Everybody is not Muhammad Ali. And if you know his story well, you know that he struggled with it. He went back and forth. He had a hard time deciding to be the vessel, but he knew he had to be the vessel. That is an inner calling, and everybody doesn't have that. And there is this responsibility where you want to show you care. But I just don't know if everybody is built for it.
Everybody is not built for it.
He didn't care.
No.
He was like, I'll risk it all. Literally the definition of I'll risk it all. And he did. And then he was on the right side of history. But I think it's also interesting he was on the right side of history when he couldn't talk anymore.
Well, but I will say this, that when he made that stance, and it was a similar stance that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had about being against war, and he was obviously a huge advocate of nonviolence. The public sentiment had changed. And it changed
for Muhammad Ali.
Not just for him.
What do you mean?
The public sentiment changed against how people felt about the Vietnam War.
Oh yeah, okay,
yeah, like that changed, and he was a driving force behind that.
You were no damn Muhammad Ali, but I often say sometimes when you're ahead of the game, you pay the biggest price.
Being
the
1,000%.
is costly. It's costly. And everybody's not for that. And all I'm saying is I'm just playing devil's advocate. I really, truly, truly believe that if you feel like you should speak out, speak out. But if it's not driving your spirit, if it's not keeping you up late at night, if it's not something that is in your core, then don't. And
if you don't feel led, it's basically.
And if they ask you the question, like, I think it's exactly what Wemby said. I think it's horrible. But I mean, that's it. That's all I have on that.
Well,
I mean, duh. Like, you don't have to say anything more than that.
You don't. But you're asking about an example. I will say the most recent example is probably how the women got Raphael Warnock elected, because
of course
that is something in the history of sports I've never seen before.
Back to your original, the temperature, the climate in the world at that time had changed.
Yeah.
We were ready for that. We were accepting of that.
They delivered Georgia's first black senator.
Oh, no, it's
which
huge.
Is crazy to think about.
It is huge.
And they went against another WNBA owner who was his opponent.
We had just seen another place, Minnesota. Prince said the revolution would be there. But we just saw what happened with, at that time with George Floyd. And you couldn't ignore that there was a man sitting on his neck for 9 minutes or 10 minutes. And we're just like, what is going on? And I felt like the public sentiment towards being open, towards racism, all of that had changed. And I think that, again, these are moments in time that you just have to be prepared for. And I think that the ladies were, and I am encouraging it, but I don't think they're obligated. How about that?
Well, I don't think everybody, I'm with you that everybody can't. There's a reason where there was only one Martin, one Malcolm X, one Fannie Lou Hamer. Like, these are
one Jemele Hill.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I'm just saying there's a reason why those are generational voices.
Yeah.
And so I don't expect every athlete to have a generational voice, but I do think in whatever way they can, and it's not always speaking, sometimes it's writing a check.
And I think more of that is happening than we realize. I really, truly believe that is happening more than we realize. If I had to say right now the equivalent, I mean, there's a bunch of athletes that have done so much. I think of Malcolm Jenkins, who used to play for the Saints and the Eagles. I think he was very instrumental. The biggest example many of us think about is Colin Kaepernick. He will definitely be in the books. But I'm going to tell you, I also think there are moments where we forget that these athletes have sacrificed a lot. I am today years old, meaning like I remember when LeBron, I'm old enough to remember.
Really? You're that old? Okay.
I'm old enough to remember when LeBron got up there and said, while he was in Cleveland, he said, we got it wrong. He said, we got it wrong. We elected the wrong man. I was in the Uber with him when he was just like, no, I don't like President Trump. I do. Like he was saying, I was like,
he called the president a bum.
He said,
specifically,
be damned with the sponsors. I was driving the Uber, listening to him talk. Kevin Durant is in the back. And I'm just like, okay, this is a historical moment to watch what they just did and what he said. And while he's been quiet, you've done enough. Like
he has done a lot, especially with More Than a Vote. Like he really drove voter registration,
and I think people don't give him enough credit for that.
No, I mean he's clearly very socially aware, but I am hoping that about at this time in our country, especially looking at the way ICE is behaving. You use the KKK, I would say they are modern day. They're modern day slave patrol. That's what they are.
Well, that's what the KKK was. It starts somewhere, and then it just evolves.
Yes, it's just evolved
forms.
into a different form. Yeah. Correct, and so. That's what they are. And I do want to see more athletes who feel led to, I want them to speak to this because I think at this time they can have a lot to do with changing the temperature in the country. This might be the gateway to doing that because I think it was dormant for a while. I think people just kind of, felt a little, I think they just felt down. People feel very pessimistic. And the power of sports is that it is the one thing that brings us together, and it's still a very sacred. It's the unifier, and it's like let's use that for sure. I know, so heavy. We're living in a very heavy time.
We're living in heavy times.
All right,
I didn't mean to just cut you off. I'm just like, because I have my thoughts is that I'm really sad.
Yeah,
I'm just really sad for humanity, and I'm also sad for people who have to make a choice. Do I say something or do I not? I saw a comment the other day. On Threads, and the lady said, hey, Meta, don't merge Instagram and Threads. The person that I am on Threads is unhinged, unemployed, having a good time, saying whatever the hell I want to. The person I am on Instagram is not the same. I have to make these deliberate choices because I'm afraid I'll lose my gig. And that's a real thought.
That's wild.
Like,
but it is a real thought.
It's a real thought. It's a real process. And you and I both know people who are like, I don't know what this means. But inside, they want to speak out. So to your point, yes, feel led. But I hate that we live in a world where you feel like you have to make that choice. And you can't just honestly do what you feel led to do. Like you got to make a choice.
You got to make a choice.
Do I eat or do I say the right thing?
Right.
Like crazy.
All right. So because you feel sad, I'm about to make you happy.
Make me happy.
I'm about to make you happy right now.
We got money in my bank, mama.
Well, I ain't gonna make you that happy. I have to say. All right. So I know that you probably saw at the time of this recording that Bill Belichick was not elected into the NFL Hall of Fame.
That's so disrespectful.
Oh, that's disrespectful.
I'm like, are they mad because he's with old girl? What is going? Or people just don't like him?
Some people have surfaced that and said, like, is it because he, dating somebody that could be his granddaughter?
See, but the point is, I don't care if you don't like me. What does the record reflect?
Exactly. The record reflects he's the greatest modern NFL coach in history. That's what the record reflects.
And it also says to me some stuff was going on about him that we just don't know. Like, he made probably more enemies than he made friends.
His treatment of the media is
or how Tom did it, or people are like, now it's my turn. Whoever knows. It does not matter. That was petty.
It was very petty.
Peak petty.
The person that they are alleging led the coup against Bill Belichick getting into the Hall of Fame is Bill Polian.
How old is he?
Who, Bill Polian?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, old.
he
ain't regular old.
He
old.
He old. Okay.
He old.
Well, he probably don't even know what's going on.
What? I love that you just gave it to ageism. I'm like, no, he knows. That man is smart enough to know.
You don't know.
Listen, and it is, people know he was one of the architects of those Colts teams that constantly were running against.
He's 83.
Okay, that were running against the Patriots, and he probably still feels away.
Okay,
but Polian.
But there were how many votes? It's not just his vote.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
so they were, because you need, I think. Okay, so I think it's like 50 voters.
Yeah,
and you need to get 40 of the 50,
and he didn't.
And he didn't. That means that at least 10 people did not vote for this man. So it wasn't just Bill Polian.
Yeah,
so there is a report that Polian was the one who started it and started recruiting other people to not vote for Bill Belichick. Now, he's denied it, but then he also gave a comment that led me to believe, like,
sounds like Michael Jordan.
that there might be a little something.
Sounds like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I'm about to go there. So there might be more to it, because he said that he can't recall 100% whether or not he voted for Bill Belichick. Don't just say it. But you didn't vote for him.
This is my thing. I'm going to be really honest with you. Men always try to act like it's the women who are jealous and the women who are petty.
Talk about it.
But the reality is, men are the pettiest. I want to use the appropriate words because I want to.
What's the tweet, Cari? Think of the messiest person you know. It's a man, ain't it?
I didn't say it. She did.
I didn't say it. Somebody on Twitter said it. Think of the messiest person.
Speaking of messy, this leads us to a top 5. We're going to be doing top 5s on the show, which I think is great. Everybody needs a top 5.
Yes, I love a top 5.
In honor of Bill Polian starting the campaign to say "Don't fool Bill Belichick," according to sources. Kidding, no. But the thought process is, if Bill did do that, you know what?
Bill called Nathan Jessup. He called the code red.
B versus B. He called a code. You can't handle.
He totally
the truth.
Man, he went out like Lady Olenna in Game of Thrones and tell Cersei it was me.
It was me.
It was me.
No, I think honestly, no joke. I can think of so many petty moments. Too many in sports, but yes. It's always male on male crime.
It is always mostly. I mean, women have because So of course, I developed a top 5 list.
Okay,
of what I consider to be the top 5 pettiest moments in sports.
No particular order, except for your last one or your first one.
Except for my last one.
Okay,
that one I think is number 1 personally. All right, the rest you can dice them up how you want.
Let's run through.
All right, it's Bill versus Bill. Obviously, this Bill Polian, Bill Belichick thing. Dan Gilbert in the Comic Sans letter to LeBron after he left Cleveland for Miami. Woo, that was petty. T.O. celebrating on the Dallas Cowboys star. One of your favorites, Tanya Harding. Her husband taking out Nancy Kerrigan, taking out the competition.
I am just clapping at the audacity. It's like,
do you know what level crazy you got to be to think of that?
Like you know what we should do when she's coming off the ice,
club her in the knee.
Yeah. Good idea.
Good idea, right? Exactly.
We agree.
Like, that's some shit I expect in a Tyler Perry movie. I don't expect that to happen in real life.
No one will find out.
No one will know. Okay. And number 1 on this list is Michael Jordan deciding to keep Isaiah off the 92 Olympic team because he petty. Because he was mad that the Pistons was whooping his ass and he decided to keep him.
Time out. Never been, ever been any evidence to suggest that Michael Jordan would ever do such a thing.
Oh, but remember, Cari.
There's never been.
We
any
heard
evidence.
it from the horse's mouth.
Oh no. Okay, so Jemele's referring to the time that it was All-Star in Toronto, freezing temperatures.
It was negative degrees. It was negative. You don't even want to know.
And we were in. God, there was a photo you took of me from that weekend that was insane. But I'm not going to get into that. So we were standing there, and we're in the Jordan party, and I see this
The party
entourage.
we snuck into this
Well,
part
we
of the.
kind of snuck in.
We didn't sneak into the Jordan party overall, but they had a VIP.
Oh, okay.
Remember, because Drake was back there. He was DJing.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he was DJing, and we snuck into that part of the party because that's where all the cool people was.
Okay,
Continue.
so we get in there, and I see Jordan walking in, like everyone's fawning all over him. In the corner is like LeBron and his wife and Lala and Carmelo and D Wade and Gabby. That was before we actually really knew Gabby and D Wade like that. And they were all and I think Allen Iverson was there. This is truly a name drop story. Be annoyed. And so they were all sitting in the corner, and Jordan's walking, and he's with his then girlfriend, who
now
became
is
his
wife.
wife,
Yep.
and Ahmad Rashad. And he stops and starts talking to me.
This is true. Cari is not putting 100 on 10. He recognized Cari and
He's
stopped.
like, "Hey," I'm like, "Does he think I'm an ex-lover?"
You know
What?
what?
Why is
Michael Jordan talking to me?
stopping and parting said ocean to come talk to me? I'm like, "Well, hello." He's
Yes.
like, "You know what? I got to talk to you." And I was looking around. I was like, "Is this real life?" And Jemele, of course, cozies right
Because
up to me.
you were hosting First Take at the time.
At the time I was cozy, yeah.
mm.
I got it. He knew me from ESPN.
Right.
He wanted to, I got it. But in the point, you're ruining the story.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Go ahead. It's your story. Go ahead.
Why are you so
I'm just providing a little context.
And so you were hosting. I know what I was doing. I was getting there.
Okay. Go ahead.
And so I was. I cannot stand you, but love you all at once. So we're sitting there, and Jemele cozies up on me. I feel her breath in my ear. Like, first, because Jordan's talking to me, so now all of a sudden he's talking to her. She's all up on my shoulder. I'm like, get your
ear hustling like a mug.
Yeah, get your hot breath off me. I'm talking to Michael. Get away. So we get into various conversations, and he says a lot of things.
He does.
And because it's coming from Michael Jordan, it's gospel. One of the things he said,
he gave us more time than he gave NBC. I just
he
thought about
talked
that.
Yeah, hello.
He really did.
He did.
And gave us more juicy.
He talked
tea.
to us for at least 45 minutes.
Easy.
And I remember at one point, Ahmad came over there and tapped him on the shoulder like, "Hey, you want to head back?" And he's like, "I'm good. Like, I'm enjoying myself," because we were just doing this. But I do remember one of the many things he said at the time. I said, "Who's the best player in the NBA right now at the time?" And you know what he said? "I paid money out of my pocket to see Russell Westbrook."
He 1,000% said this.
He was like, "He's so athletic. He's so exciting to watch. He is my favorite player right now to watch." And I remember this, and I was like, "Wow, that's great." And then obviously he said he loved Kobe. He didn't. We all know that. But then here comes Jemele, the Detroit homer that she is, and so she just started coming at my man all crazy.
He wasn't that crazy.
My ex-lover, who wasn't my ex-lover.
It wasn't that crazy.
Okay, so you
I
said,
had a question.
And Mr. Jordan, did you stop Isaiah from actually being on that Olympic team? Did you?
Now, y'all know I ain't call him Mr. because that's the Detroiter in me. Like, we grew up not liking Michael Jordan because of the Bulls-Pistons rivalry, okay? And so I was representing the D on behalf of all the 313ers out there. I was like, I'm going to get this off my chest right now to Michael Jordan's face, okay? And so I was like, did you keep Isaiah off the Olympic team?
True story.
True story. And you remember his response.
He was like, "I didn't do anything. Everyone blames it, but it was the coach. It wasn't me. May he rest in peace." He said it wasn't me.
No, Cari, he said that part. But you remember how he said it. Because he wanted to make sure that he got the maximum petty up in there.
What did he say?
He was like,
"Oh,
you know what he said? He was like, nobody wanted Isaiah on the team." He made sure that I heard that. And I was like,
I was trying to not disrespect Isaiah, because if he gets a hold of this,
listen, Isaiah knows. Him and Jordan still beefing. Like, he knows, all right? Because
he did say that.
He did say nobody wanted him on the team. And
he did say that.
He crushed my soul in that minute. And I was like, all right, that's cool. Nobody. I was like, Chuck Daly was the coach. That was Isaiah's coach. What are you? That was real petty. That was petty as hell.
He was like, "Don't blame me. Nobody wanted."
He was like, I wasn't the one. I wasn't the Nathan Jessup.
And then he said
was everybody.
Then he put it on the coach. Okay.
Yes.
Do you believe him?
Of course. Like, I don't have any other evidence to support it.
Do you honestly think MJ had nothing to do with it?
Oh, no, I don't believe that for a minute. But at the same time, because put it this way, if he wanted him on the team, he would have been on the team.
What did he say about it in the Last Dance? Did he talk about it?
Isaiah was in it. I'm trying to remember what he said about it.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Oh, because remember that was the meme where Isaiah's like, I thought I met the criteria that everybody uses. Because he was saying like, and he did. I
do think like, I think it's time that when we talk about petty, I really think it's time to disembrace Isaiah. I feel like I wish Jordan and Charles Barkley got along, and Isaiah. I would love to see a reunion.
Yeah, I mean, you see Isaiah and your boy Magic, they made up. Right, so like they're cool. So at some point, I don't know
how cool. Sure,
I think. I mean, I don't know. It's never going to be what it was,
but it would be nice because they're so. But you know what? It's the reason why they're the greats.
Yeah,
and everything, the ego, everything about that rivalry in various ways. I don't ever think that MJ and Isaiah will be cool.
Jordan is probably the top 5. He's in the top 5 of most petty athletes of all time. Like, there's no question.
However, it leads me to think about pettiness,
and I would say. Because I know where you're going with this. I would say, Cari, probably of my friends, you might be in the top 5 of most pettiest friends that I have.
But I don't really think I do anything petty.
You don't? Okay.
What about you?
I have definitely, I am rarely petty. But when I decide to go there, I'm going to the gutter.
And I disagree with that. I think you're often petty.
And you think I'm often petty?
And I think you often go to said gutter.
I do not. I just tell the truth.
Okay.
So probably one of the pettiest things that I think I've done. And this happened in college, so long, long time ago, back in the 1800s. Mm-hmm. So I was at Michigan State, and I was dating a football player. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be totally honest. I was his side situation. I'm going to be totally honest.
That's the first part of the story. She petty for that.
I'm petty for being a side situation.
Yeah, betraying a sister.
Well, see, it's a backstory. That ain't really how it happened, but okay. All right. I'm in a little side situation with this particular football player. And I was mad because, I wasn't meant to play number 2. I don't come off the bench. That's not my vibe. And so it was the only reason I became the side situation because I was upset at how he did it. So I'm trying to prove that I can be the side situation. It was the whole thing. Anyway, I knew who his main was. Couldn't stand old girl. She didn't do anything. I'm just young and I'm in my feelings. So I worked at the State News, the college paper, and it was Valentine's Day. And, one of the things that people did was they would take out classified ads saying, hey, Todd, I love you, blah, 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 from, Rachel, whatever. So people would take out ads.
I've read about this thing called a newspaper.
Yes. So a newspaper, we used to have a thing called classifieds.
Okay. I've read about a thing.
You've heard about this. Yeah. So I decided, because we got classifieds for free because I worked there, I took out a classified ad and said something very romantic and addressed it to him and from me because I knew his girlfriend would see it, and she did. And I just did that just to be petty.
You're dangerous.
What? Why is that dangerous?
That's not even a petty thing to me.
You don't think that's petty?
No.
That is petty.
No.
Because I accepted the terms of engagement, and then here I go getting mad about it, and I took out a classified ad letting her know.
The way these kids rock today,
that's like mild. That's light work.
That's meh. That's not even mid. It's meh.
If I would have had social media, I probably would have did a whole video like, let me tell you about how I'm getting down with such and such.
She would have did a video while he was sleeping. Here go my baby.
I probably would have done
my baby.
But for the 1900s, that was the equivalent of doing that. A videoing.
You're right. Okay. All right.
Yes. So that was quite petty.
Mine also deals with exes or
not you,
situation. Shocking. Shocking because I'm an angel. This is the only thing I can think of. It's
only thing?
It's not even that. You know what? Go to hell.
The only thing you can think of? Okay. Go ahead.
Sometimes I like to terrorize my ex-boyfriends. And that's the only thing that I can think of that's petty, and I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Good. Because I'm entitled to.
You know what my favorite, and I'm just going to give a context clue or whatever, my favorite story that you told me about terrorizing someone in your dating history was the keys in the ocean. That's my favorite story.
I may or may not have thrown a man's keys in the ocean.
But that's not petty, right? That's not petty.
He got home. He got in his house, and he's living a fine life.
After he
right
swam
now.
about 9 miles trying to get them damn keys.
You know what?
I know. This is why you should tell your friends nothing.
By the way, what a beautiful friendship. Because I forgot about that.
See, I knew you had.
I did. I'm like, wait,
I was like, she ain't even thinking about this.
That's not even a thing.
But I will say, because I often love to support your nonsense, is that Don't ever call me and want to do something nonsensical and petty. I'm be like, do it. And here's how you could do it better.
Yeah. And by the way, since we telling business, I'm not gonna do that now because we're about to wrap. But you got way more petty stories than I do. Like that was mid.
That was a mid one.
Yeah.
Really?
I will throw this phone at your face. Yes, that was mid. We'll get to that. That's what Flagrant and Funny is about.
It is.
Into all your business.
Yes.
As usual, it's always a good time. I appreciate you, friend. So that was it. One in the books.
One in the books.
How you feel about it?
I loved it. I had so much fun. I laughed.
Telling all my business.
I did tell all your business.
I did throw a man's keys in the mofo ocean.
You were young and full of vigor.
Full of vigor.
It was totally different time. Totally different time. But yes, I do love your terrorizing
you love
my
a
exes.
crazy gal, come see me. Ow.
I mean, because listen.
If you want a crazy gal, come see me. Ow.
And then you sing about
Bring the beat. If you want a crazy gal, come see me. Ow. Hey, if you want a crazy gal, come see me. Ow.
That's it for this edition of Flagrant and Funny. For those who are wondering, when is the next time that we can get some flagrant and some funny?
What's our beat?
We are on 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So we will see you guys on Friday.
Yeah, Friday. We'll see you Friday. This is K100Z5X signing out. Crazy gal. They call me Crazy Gal.
I can't take you serious.